Hey everyone, welcome to The Daily, presented by EA Sports FIFA 12. Today is Thursday, October 13th. I'm Greg Lawless here in New York, and the MLS Cup playoff picture is starting to clear up. FC Dallas with a 2-1 victory over the Chicago Fire last night at Toyota Park, booking their place in the postseason. They got goals from Daniel Cruz and Jackson, breaking a 4-game losing streak, including a 4-game shutout losing streak, I should say. Chicago Fire got a goal from Sebastian Graziani late to make it close, but they were pretty much out of it after Pavel Pardo picked up a red card for a very vicious tackle on Villar for Dallas. With the win, Dallas now just 2 points behind Real Salt Lake for that guaranteed spot in the Western Conference. Chicago, on the other hand, they're not mathematically out of it, but they have a lot of work to do and they need a lot of help from other people if they're still going to make it into the postseason. In another game last night, the Vancouver Whitecaps continued their, let's say, winning streak with a 2-1 victory over the visiting DC United team that was looking to make a move in the playoff picture. The way it was, DC United had several games in hand. This was one of them. They really needed to get 3 points, but Camilo got on the scoreboard in the first minute. That made it difficult for DC going forward, and Long Tan, the Whitecaps player from China, scored his first goal since joining MLS. The fans went crazy. He's obviously becoming a fan favorite out at BC Place. And Long Tan afterwards said, hey, Chinese players can play this game as well. DC United, though, they missed this opportunity to move forward. They do have 3 games remaining. They're all at home at RFK Stadium. They're going to come back to DC and try and get some wins there. So while it was good news for FC Dallas in the playoff picture, not such great news for the Chicago Fire and DC United, another team that's very close to securing their spot in the postseason, the Colorado Rapids, have some interesting news coming out about a rift in the technical staff. Gary Smith talking to the press about how there are some problems between him and technical director Paul Bravo, and that might have a bearing on his contract talks for next year. So, problems in Titletown and MLS. We'll see how that one plays out moving forward as the Rapids get ready for their big Rocky Mountain Cup match at home against Real Salt Lake on Friday night. That's at 10:30 p.m. on ESPN2 and on ESPN Deportes. One thing that always brings up a lot of discussion, expansion news. On Tuesday, Commissioner Garber talked about several investors who are interested in that 20th team here in New York City. One of those investors has been, over the last couple months, the New York Cosmos. But Garber said he's not sure what's going on with the Cosmos at this point. He said he's still open to talking to them, but they're not really in the picture anymore as the way they used to be. However, the Cosmos coming back and saying they're still very much interested in being the 20th team in MLS and bringing a team to New York. A lot of this all depends on having a stadium deal in place, or at least a plan that shows they can have their own stadium in New York City. Stay tuned to MLSsoccer.com for all the news about expansion, and also check out some of the features that are going on right now. Referee Week is plugging away. We have a couple more pieces coming out today about that, and also the top 50 MLS Cup moments. Also later on today, Extra Time Radio will be up. Be sure to check that out on iTunes, and our friends over at footballmls.com have a new edition of Tiro Libre podcast, so check that one out as well. That's it for me. We'll talk to you tomorrow.